So this this brief presentation will be looking at a brief history of interculturalization as with a strong lens on the British Columbia context, because that's the context that I know the best. But it's something that I and some colleagues have talked about and facilitated in other jurisdictions in areas across North America as well, Canada and into the United States. And I'd like to start with something that Kyra Garson and I have used a number of times with groups to promote dialogue about our different lenses and our different ways of thinking about what is the end goal of internationalization and what is the end goal of higher education. And in 1992, Warner was investigating how different assumptions about the purpose of higher education drove different approaches to internationalization. And he came up with these three different models. And what's really interesting about this is that even within different schools of an institution, of a university, a college, a technical institute, you will find that these three approaches are emphasized more or less by different disciplines or different schools within that institution. And as facilitators, we found Warner's perspective very useful, because what it did was it outed the different disciplinary but also personal perspectives on what is the purpose of higher ed, what is the purpose and the more noble perhaps goal of internationalization. And by outing that in these dialogues with people who are different faculty, from different faculties or different roles in the institution, administrators at different levels and roles, we had some very, very nice conversations that really shed light on some stuff that people probably thought was just common sense, and then they realized that maybe their sense making about internationalization wasn't common to everyone, and it led to good dialogue. So Warner came up with this idea that internationalization or education is focused on a competitive model or a market model, and in that purpose, the purpose of curriculum and international engagement, and if we make changes in the curriculum, it's to increase the individual or the industrial or the national competitiveness in global economy. The second one, the liberal model, focuses, its purpose is focused on international engagement as primarily self-development, the gaining of insight, the gaining of wisdom into human relations, human histories, global citizenry and such. So this is very much more focused on the betterment or the development of me as a self, as a wiser, better person. And then the third, social transformation, it really looks at the purpose to develop, the purpose is to develop research or students interculturally, and to also look at equity and social justice issues and perspectives for the purpose of creating a more just society and addressing historical inequities. And by doing this, Warner, it's a nice model for us to sort of reflect on, what is my personal orientation? Which of the three is my personal orientation? And when I listen to other folks talking about internationalization, which orientation are these individuals maybe coming from? And maybe the points, and we can listen appreciatively to what people are talking about, and get a better understanding of the various lenses and operation systems that are driving internationalization for people.